Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. Today what we're going to talk about is I think a pretty simple but hopefully a very powerful concept on how we can improve our swing through, let's talk about it, rotational balance and its effects on club path and then your ball flight. Okay, so before we go any further, what we need to understand here is this concept of depth. And for today's topic, we're just going to keep it pretty simple and say that depth is referencing the club getting behind us. Right now, usually when we're talking about this, it's backswing related, but for today's topic, it's going to be both back and through. So the deeper I get in either the backswing or the follow through, right, the further behind me the club's getting. And I would usually kind of contrast depth with height for what it's worth. Okay, now, what we're going to talk about today is the rotational balance of your backswing versus your downswing and how that's going to control your path. So I have one of our noodles here, and I'm just going to bend it to represent the arc of our swing, right? So if I keep my club path and my rotational balance neutral, and what I mean by that is however much I turn in the backswing, I turn exactly that much in the follow through, then these 2 points would be level, and that would represent, actually I can kind of use my club here as a representation of this, right? So if my rotational balance is even, then the club path should be pretty close to 0. But then what happens is if I turn more in the backswing than I do in the follow through, we start to tip that arc and balance that way. And you can see in the blue shaft there, that's going to represent a more inside out path. And then if I feel like I don't turn as much in the backswing and I turn a lot more in the follow through, we would shift our rotational balance the other way, right? So if I get my hands a little bit deeper in the backswing than I do going through, more inside out. If I don't get those hands very deep in the backswing and I really turn and rotate in the follow through to get them deeper going through there, it's going to be more outside in. So a couple thoughts on how we can control this more. Well, what you can already see here is I have some plane stations set up to facilitate a avoidance drill. But before we go any further, I want to talk about our trail leg because I'm a big believer in what this can do for us. So in the backswing, most good golfers are going to see this trail knee, for me, my right knee, extend or straighten just a little bit, right? Some more than others. And the more you straighten it, the more your hips will rotate in the backswing, and you're going to start creating more of that depth. And you're going to tip, the more you exaggerate it, your rotational balance more to that inside out. So if you want to swing more inside out, maybe draw the ball more, straighten that trail knee more in the backswing, or if you don't want to be swinging as inside out, maybe more outside in, then you're a golfer who maybe wants to see that trail knee remain more flexed as you go back. Now, what we also have are these avoidance drills. So if I have my play stations or my plane stations here, you can also just use like head covers, right, or towels. But essentially what we have here is a plane station avoidance drill to swing more inside out, right? So if I make a bigger turn in the backswing, get my hands really deep, and I don't prioritize much of that in the follow through, we should see an inside out path positive here on TrackMan, probably more of a draw. Let's see. Felt pretty good. Let's see the numbers here. Yeah, so that was about 5 degrees inside out. Ball's curving back to the left there, negative face to path, 14 feet of draw curvature. Now, if I'm on the other side of the spectrum and I want to be swinging a little bit more outside in, maybe I'm hooking the ball or I just prefer more of a fade, either way, then we just flip these bad boys the other side, right? So now with the noodle or object more behind me, I'm going to be able to, or I'm going to have to remain a little bit higher with these hands, not let them travel as deep behind me. And now to stay underneath that forward noodle, I'm going to have to really make sure I prioritize some good body rotation to keep that club going underneath there. If we do all this correctly, we should see a little bit more of an outside in negative club path on TrackMan, probably a fade. Let's see. Oh, pretty good. Yeah, so -6, curve off to the right there, fade. All right, so rotational balance. Get these hands a little deeper in the backswing than they go in the follow through, probably inside out draw. What we just saw there with the hand staying out more in front of me in the backswing, not as deep. Turn, work them deeper in the follow through, outside in, fade. All right, if you found this helpful, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching the video. Comment with any questions or topics you want to see covered in the future. Thanks for watching.